Okay, I'm going to give you some more examples. Okay, there are cases of okay. Okay, so let's say this is table A, this is table B, this is table C, and okay, so let's say in order for C to get to B, it need to go through A. So this one is connected to here, this one is connected to here through one foreign key. So let's say if I want you to get something from table C and B, so I need to get a connection from C and B. But I cannot connect this because there's no connection. Okay, there's no connection here. So somehow you need to connect 3 tables. So depending on the connection. So here, the condition to connect tables is, okay, condition to connect table, there must be a link. Okay, even though if something that you want to find, there's no direct linkage, what you have to do is you have to go through the tables or go through back to the tables that you have done. Take a look where is the connection comes in. Okay, so not to worry if there's no direct connection. So possible to combine a lot of tables. So somehow if you do not do a correct normalization, okay, you do not do a correct normalization, there will be cases. Okay, this is what happened to one of your seniors dulu, to one of the team. So they have this table. So let's say table A, table B, table C, table D, table E. Okay, so for example, let's say this is the connection to the table. Okay, for example, here there's a connection to here. Okay, so I need to get the information from table A. Okay, but the information that I have is in table E. So how do I connect it? How do I go to A? So that is the problem if you do not do a good normalization, because there is no direct link. So in this case, in order for me to get the information, in order for them to get the information of A, they need to go to D. From D, they need to go to B. From B, they need to go to A. So how many tables they have to combine? E, D, B, A. So there are 4 tables. So that's why normalization is very important. So you can tell the connection is there. Okay, but not to worry, kalau tak ada pun is fine. You can find the connection, but somehow it's going to involve a lot of tables. And one of your seniors group, they have to combine until 9 tables to get the query I asked for. So I hope that you do not do that. So what's the problem if 9 tables? One thing is complicated because you have to take a look each single link. Complicated. Second one, in terms of the performance. Okay, the response time is going to be a bit slower because it has to go many tables. Okay, so that's why. Okay, whatever it is for multi-table, there must be a link. So if there's no direct link from one to a next table that you need, then you have to find how the link is done. Okay. All right. So, okay, you can use equals. Okay, sometimes you can use using, or you can use natural join. So up to you in this case. Okay. All right. So this is an example of a few tables. For each branch, list numbers and names of staff who manage properties and properties they manage. Okay. So here, in this case, you need to involve. Okay, this one you need to look at the tables in the database. Okay, so here there are 2 tables involved, table staff and table property for rent. So this is alias. As I said, if you do not want to use alias, it's fine. But you can use directly the table name. But if the table name is long like this, property for rent dot something, then it's going to be, nampak semak sikit lah. So it's good to have alias. Okay, take a look at the column that you want to display. So this one, meaning this one comes from table branch, table stuff, S, from S, not from other tables. Okay, this one does not have the alias. Why? Because this column name belong only to that specific table. You need the alias if the same column name is repeated in different tables. So you need to know exactly where it should come from. That's why you need aliases. Okay. So it's possible to have more than two table, three table, or four table, five table, and in fact, I've seen your friend, your senior did until 9 table. Somehow they managed to get the answer, but it took them a very long way to get the answer lah. Okay, so the grouping we mentioned previous class. So you can group it based on what you want to put. Okay, so first they group by branch number, staff number, and then order by branch number and staff number. So you can do this part. Okay, let's straight away go for the this one. Fine. Okay, let's go straight away go to the exercise. So have you guys tried? Dah buat belum? Sorry. Have you guys tried? Dah try belum? Okay, last class we done until number 17, right? Number 17. Okay, so again, let's just copy back the table. Okay, I'm going to put in a clean state. Okay, so number 17, last class, remember we stopped at number 17. So number 17 asks you to find out oh sorry, I tak share word. Okay, number 17 last class, they ask you to get the list of okay, so this is the question last class you stopped this part. Okay, so get a list of department names with their employee. Okay, so meaning you need to get the list of department name. Okay, get a list of department name. I repeat last class, okay? Last class we stop until this. So list of department name. So department name is where? Here. Okay, with their employees. So we want to know the employees. So how the employees is from here. Okay, so how do you connect this table? This is the connection of this table. So fine, there's a connection. So what happened last class? What's the answer? So you know that they come from two tables. So what do you want to display? Okay, so you need list of department names. Okay, so what the answer last class? What the answer last class? Okay, so what's the answer last class? Ingat tak? Can you guys share? Saya tak share. Dia keluar. Alright. Okay, go back to what they ask you to get. Okay, get a list of department names with their employees. So there are two things that you need to get. So first you need to select, okay, department name, right? Okay, and then another one you need to select employee. So e-name lah in this case. Okay, then what they come from what table? There are two tables involved. Department names come from table DEPT. Okay. And e-name come from table EMP. So now how does this connected? Okay, so how does this connected? You need to connect this where department ID equals to department ID. Okay, I need to, some of you can get it, but some of you are still writing it. Okay, still why? So now this is the problem why you need to have aliases. Okay, as your friend give you the example just now, you can put as, this is the department, you can put DEPT dot department. This is also also fine, meaning you do not need to put aliases. But if let's say I want to put aliases, because why I want to put aliases? Because it will be shorter. Okay, sometimes table names are long, so you might put aliases or you might not put aliases. Why you need to put aliases? Because you do not know this is from what column, what table, this is from what table. So now you need to say that this is from what table to what table. Okay, so this is from what table? Okay, so get a list of department names. So it's from, it's from department. And then you compare, you go to the link, you are coming from this, you go to this link, this is in table E. Okay, this one department name, E name is fine if you do not put E or D, because department name only belong in table department, E name only belong in table employee. But if you want to put D dot department name, E dot name is fine. Can you follow? Okay, so fine if you want to put it. Okay, second question. Second question asks you to do what? I dah bubuh siap-siap jawapan dah untuk you all hari tu. Senang. This is the class. Okay, what is the total salary of employees located in the mountain? Okay, can someone do that? Can someone give the answer? What is the total salary of employees located in the mountain? Okay, so now what's the information that you have? Mountains. Mountains belong to where? Location. So this is the initial one. Where does it come from? So I'm going to delete this. I'm going to delete this. I'm going to delete this. Okay, so it comes from location. So you know that this is from table, from the column of location, from table department. Okay. Total salary, employees. Total salary comes to here. Alright. So you need to know that total salary who works in mountain. Mountain is actually 1. Okay. So you need to connect. The connection is this still. Okay. So what do you need to do first? What do you know? What is the information that you know first? The information that you know first is mountains, right? So that's going to be your innerst one. Okay, so now what do you want to get? Okay, select what? Total salary. So total salary, is it count or is it sum? Total salary, is it count or is it sum? Sum, alright. So it must be, okay, Gan dah share dah jawapan pun. Select sum. Okay, what do you want to select? This is column salary, right? Okay, I do not put the aliases anything yet, just to get what you want to know. So that is, you want to know the total salary. That's it. Okay, so what table does it involve? From EMP and table department. Okay, so where what? How do you connect from table EMP to table department? So department ID equals to department ID. There must be the connection there. Okay, so now this is better where you put the aliases. So I put E here and I put D here. Okay, so now sum ni dari mana? Salary ni from table employee, right? So it starts with E dot department ID connected to D dot department ID. Okay, can you follow now? Why E first? Why D first? Because this one, salary, is from table E, table employee. So E first. Okay, then from E, it will move. From here, it will move to table department by connecting the table department. So E department ID equals to D dot department ID and. So this is the condition and. Now you are in table what? So now you are already in table department ni ya, D. So N, D dot location equals to mountains. Okay, and comma. Can you all follow? Siapa yang tak faham? Anybody do not understand why it's like this? Okay, so up to you. Kalau nak guna terus pun tak apa. Kalau nak guna aliases pun is fine. Okay, third question. Third question asks you to do what? Third pula, 19. Question number 90. Get the names of employees that have more than 25,000. Okay, I'm going to put here lah. Senang sikit kita nak tengok table. Get the names of departments that have employees who earn more than 25,000. So get the names of departments. So we want to know the names of the departments. So we want to know this. This is what we want to know. Okay, we want to know the department name that have employees who earn more than 25,000. We just want to know the department name. That's all. Okay, that have more than 25,000. So meaning we need to perform what? Aggregate sikit lah, more than 25,000. So how does it goes here? So select what? select department name. This is what you would just want to display, the name of the department. Okay, then from what table? How many tables involved? Department names ni comes from table mana? Okay, table department. Alright. So there are two tables involved. What table? Okay, table departments because it comes from table department and table employee, right? Okay, so what is the information that we have? 25,000, more than 25,000. Okay, there are two tables involved, table EMP and table department. Okay, so now this is the condition. Okay, so you need to connect still department ID equals to department ID. But one information that you need to do, that is, and what more than 25,000? And what is more than 25,000? Salary, right? Salary is greater than 25,000. So how salary comes from what table? E. So we put E here. Department is D. Okay, so E dot salary more than 25,000. So now, sorry. Since this is E, so here is still in E. You cannot jump here and there. Wait. And then goes to the D. And this one department names come from table department. Okay, nampak? Can you see how it is done? So here, this is the information that you have. Salary more than 25,000 and it comes from table employee. This is the employee here. And then the connection must be still in the employee. And then D, this is the part that come out from the D. So it must follow the flow there. Okay, kalau you tak follow the flow, if you do not follow the flow, then it's going to be haywire. Okay, this is one example. Or you can use the nested query. Remember the one that we learned about nested query? So we can work from the innerst query first. Okay, so we work with this select statement. Select what? Select what is the connection from this table? Department ID. Okay. From, I'm going to go for the two select statement here. From table salary first. Salary from table employee where salary greater than 25,000. So you get the first inner. Okay, so this is the first one. We want to know who are the employee. And then they must, what do you want to find out? Select department name from department where department ID equals to this. Okay, you must get the equals to the same one, department ID here. So you can answer like this, good, meaning this is joints, or you can answer using nested query. Okay, how do you do the nested query? You settle the innerst one first. Okay, meaning you settle the one that you have the information. So this is the one that with the information, 25,000. So you need to know that. Then you find out and then you connect this. So up to you if you're familiar with this or this. But for me, I prefer this one because it's a lot easier and shorter. All right, number 20. What's the question? Get, okay, the make and models that belong to employees in the mining department. Okay, get the makes and model of the car that belongs to the employees in that mining department. So they want you to get this make and model belongs to employee that works in the mining, works here. So do you have a connection to here? How do you connect this? So this is a 3-table join because there's no direct connection from table car and department. Tak ada yang sama. There's nothing that can connect them. So however, the car is connected to department is through here. Employee ID, and then from here you can connect through department ID. So this one no connection directly. So it need to involve 3 table. Okay. So kalau 3 tables, you can answer 2 types of part. So let's say if I want to use the sub-query or the inner query and this part, so meaning if I have 3 tables, I'm going to have 3 select statement, inner query. So now let's take a look on here. So if let's say I'm going to have this select statement, so what do I want to do first? The inner's one, so there are going to be 3 select statement. So another one, I'm going to give you examples here. So there are 3 select statement. Why 3 select statement? Because there are 3 table involved. Okay, there are 3 table involved. Car, to get to the department mining, it involves 3 table. So how do you work for? You work from the inner's one, yang paling dalam sekali. Okay, what do you want to find out? You want to find out the mining department. So how does it connect to the second table? The mining. How does it connect to the second table? It connect through department ID. So the one that you are going to select must be department ID. So select department ID. Okay. From what table? From, we want to work with the one that you have information from table department. Okay. Where? Department name equals mining. Right? So that's answer the first select statement. Okay. You answer this. So now it's already connected. It's going to connect to table employee. So how do you connect that? So it goes from this where statement, right? Where must compare department ID equals to this department ID. Alright. So now this is in table what? From employee, it connect. So what do you need to connect from table employee to car? How do you connect table employee to car? How do you connect this? Using employee ID. Okay, so now from table car to employee to car is connected using employee ID. So the where statement should be where employee ID equals to this one. Okay, can you see that how it's connected? So you work from the inner one. How does it connect from table department to employee through this one. So you must compare the same one. Okay, then you are already in table employee. How do you connect to table car? By employee ID. So must be connected using this. Okay, so from table car. Okay, and the last one that should be displayed would be make and model. Okay, can you guys follow? Okay, boleh follow tak? Anybody have troubles? Okay, can So it's easy lah this one. So you need to know whatever it is, you need to know what is the information that you have. So the information that you have is mining. So you have to solve that first. How do you connect it? So it connect to this table using what? So must connect the same one. You cannot compare the other one. Must be a connection. And then from table employee to table car, how do you connect it? From employee ID. So must compare the same one. That is solution using nested. Okay. What about using join? Okay, join senang lah. So what do you want to display? Select, make, comma, model. So there are 3 tables involved. From what table? Car, EMP, department, ID. Lama, sorry, saya tekan shift. Okay, so now, make and model comes from what table? Table car, right? So you must start with that table first lah. It must go from up to down there. So where? So how does it connects to car to employee? Where? So that's why put the aliases. Car as C, employee as E, department as D. Okay? Where C dot employee ID. Okay, can you follow? How do you connect from table this one? Because make and model come from C, okay? So if it's C, you must start with C first. So this come from table C. Okay, so this come from table C first. You're not confused because this one, the one that display is from table C, so it will start with C. Okay, so how do you connect to table employee? By E dot employee ID. And so now you are already in table employee. You are already in E. Okay, you're already in table employee. So how do you connect table employee and department? And E dot department ID equals to, so now you're jumping to table what? Department, right? So D dot department ID. Okay, can you see now? How it jump? You cannot simply jump from A, B, C, simply go mana-mana you nak pergi. Okay, and D dot department name equals to mining. Okay, yang ini adalah guna join. Okay, so make sure this one is C, so you have to start with C. Okay, then how does it connect? It goes to the same one. You connect to E. So now you are already in E. Okay, so must E connect to D. Then you are already in table D, then you can find it. Okay, faham? You understand? Alright. Okay, try to do number yang the number last not last lah, for this one. Okay, get the names of employees who drive a Ford and in the mining department. Okay, I'm going to delete this. No, I'm going to put it down. Okay. So it says here, get the name of employee get the name of employee who drive a Ford and are in mining department. So what they want to display, just the just the e-name, right? So they just want to display e-name. So e-names comes from what table? This one. Okay. Who drive a Ford? Ford comes from here. Okay, and are in the mining department. So this one comes from here. So they must be from, you want to know the employee name who drive a Ford and who also in the mining department. So the connection is still 3 table, but the middle person is employee. So how do you do it? Can someone try? This one is a bit tricky lah. Ada 2 question they need to do. Okay, boleh try buat Sat. I give you like 5 minutes. Okay, anybody wants to share the answer? Okay, this one is quite different from the previous question, because the previous question, it shows a link like from here to here to here. But this one, this is the starting point that starts to here and that starts to here. So different. It's quite different from here, meaning from one, it goes to here, the result that you need, and another one, the result that you need to here. Different from just now, this one, it goes to this one, it goes to this one. Okay, so how are you going to do this? Anybody wants to share? Okay, anybody nak try? Gan, tak nak try Gan? Gan? Macam confused. Okay. Soalan yang tadi tu, dia tanya get the make and model of car belonging to employees on this part. So then it goes like from here mining to here to here. Yang tadi, that's the previous question. Okay, but this one is different because you want to know employee name who drive Ford and also who works in department mining. So it's like this. Okay, it goes from here to like this. This one, it goes like this. Okay, it goes like this from department to employee to car. It goes like this. That the question, last question, number 19 just now. This question, from table employee, you want to know who drive Ford and who want to know in what department. So two different things. So it's a little bit quite different. Okay, so now what do you want to display? Select e-name only, right? Betul? Correct? Okay, so that one, everybody's clear, right? Okay, this one is a little bit different, but I think you won't be doing this lah kot nanti. Okay. Okay. So from e-name comes from what table? From table EMP. So now there are two things that you want to know, right? So the first one, where yang ini Ford, and satu lagi, and you want to know mining. So there are two things that you want to find out, correct? Can you follow now? So which employee drive Ford and where each employee in the mining department. So you need to know these two. Okay, tengok gun share macam mana. Kita tengok apa share gun share. Select e-name from employee where employee ID in. Yeah, select employee from car. Yep, yep, correct. Yeah, okay. So apa yang gun share is correct. So basically here you see that. So now from employee where we need to do this one to find out in the car. So there are two parts. Okay, so from where this one is employee. You need to have that select statement. So employee ID. Okay, select gun date. Okay, employee ID. Okay, I letak tepi dulu yang ni. So we want to know who drives Ford first. Okay, we want to settle with the one who drives Ford first. Employee ID equals to, so you need to find out where does it come from. Select employee ID, the one that connect to, from, it's like this. Okay, from where? Now you go to car first. Car. Where make equals to Ford. Okay, so here to get the first question, who drives Ford? Okay, second question. Okay, you need to find out where, this is, yang ni you forget lah about this one. So where and department ID. Why department ID? Because I'm considering that this belong to this part lagi. Okay, let me put the color. Okay, this one is this loop. This one is the second loop. Okay, department ID equals to, in the bracket, what? Select department ID from department where department name equals to mining. Can you all follow or not? Kenapa macam ni? It's different, a little bit different because how it is done is different. Okay, so this is the main one. There are two conditions. First condition, to find out who car. The second condition, to find out this. Okay, sama macam ni. Okay, you can use equals, but I'm not so sure equals, sometimes they boleh return you error, so better to use in, like what guns do. Okay, sometimes when you try, if you put equal, sometimes it will return you error. Okay, but to be safe, you just put in. Okay, in and equals is the same lah. So you can do like this. Anybody do not understand why it happens like this? Anybody tak faham or confused? How? Okay, so it depends on the kind of situation, right? So the first situation tadi, if it goes like this, from here connect. But there are times that you need as like a middle one that come up the result from like this, then you use like the one that we have this lah. You settle the bigger one. Okay, let me share you one question from previous semesters so that we can do one exercise and then we can wrap this topic lah kot. Wait, Kat mana? Kejap. Give me. Okay, let me share you with the for those that haven't scanned. So I share the attendance first while I get you some example that we can do. Okay, I'm sharing the QR code, yeah, so that you can choose it. You can scan it. Sorry. Okay, I give you the exercise that we can do. So how many have not signed, not scan? Okay, wait saya scan balik. Buka balik. Okay. Okay, and I also put in your exercise SQL, so that we can do one last exercise before we finish this table joins exercise. So dah scan belum? Have you guys scanned? Ada yang tak scan lagi tak? Dah, right? So now then we can move to the one. Okay, so you can open up the exercise SQL. Okay, so this is from previous semester's exam question lah. Okay, so the following are a part of data from database schema for order, customer and salesperson. It's not salesperson, it's customer, order and area. Okay. Okay, so here it says that based on the tables above, write the SQL statement for the following question. Get a list of customer name in ascending order. So this is very simple lah, 2 marks only. Ascending order. So how do you write it? Okay, get the total number of customers. So is this what? Count or sum? Okay, and then Okay, and then get the order date and amount of order belong to customer in Kubang Pasu. Okay, so this one, how do you do it? Very easy one, right? Get the list of customer name. So you want the customer name, right? So customer name. So select what? Select cast name from, saya tulis tangan je lah ya, payah lah pula type ni. So this one, oh, baru orang cakap, saya tak share-share, saya duk short sendiri je sebenarnya. Okay, so one of your friends already shared the answer. Okay, you need to get the customer name in ascending order. So select customer name from customer. Firdaus tak habis. Okay, order by customer name. Okay, like Gan answer, Firdaus answer tapi tak habis. You kalau jawab macam ni, you will be missing 1 mark. Okay. Okay. So in this case, you must, okay, you must have order by. Yang kalau by default order by ni, kalau you tak ada ascending, you still get correct marks. Okay. But if you put ascending, then it's still okay. If you do not put that, it's fine because you have the order by. Okay. Dia kena bagi sampai sini, at least you can get 2 marks. Okay, get the total number of customer. So total number, what does it mean by here? Is it a sum or is it a count? You want the total number. So total number, we can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 customer. So it goes by row. If it goes by row like this, meaning what? Meaning it's count. So how do you do it? So select count. How do you select count what? Select count what? Okay, so select count apa? How do you want to count? So you can count the ID boleh, or you can just be nak senang, select count all sajalah. Okay, select count all from customer. Okay, so you can choose whether select customer name, select customer number, customer ID. Okay, as long as, because you know that it's counting the row, nak tahu berapa total amount. Okay, total customer. So this one is only 1 mark. Okay, now, oh sorry, number C tak payah buat lagi. C no need to do it because we haven't touched on that, on the updates and on that. Okay, edit. So this one edit. So this one leave it first. Next topic. Okay, get the order date and amount of order belonging to customer in Kubang Pasu. So you want to order date and amount of order customer in Kubang Pasu. So order date and amount of order comes from where? Okay, order date and amount of order comes from table order. Okay, however, the location comes from Kubang Pasu comes from the area and it connect to here and it connect to here. So this is an example of the like this lah. Go. So you start with the one that you want to find out first. So what do you need to find out? So there are two things that two ways you can do it. So let's go with the multi-join first. So what do you want to select? Select order date and comma amount ya. Okay, amount. Okay, this from how many tables? Three tables. From first table, what? Order customer and satu lagi area, right? So put the aliases, order customer area. Okay. So now the statement of where. Okay. So order date and amount comes from table O. O that. How do you connect order date to customer? O dot customer ID equals to, they move to table C dot customer ID. And so now from table C you already here, from table customer you want to go to area, it's based on area ID. So N C dot area ID equals to A dot area ID. Okay. And you're already in area. A dot location Okay, A dot location equals to Kubang Pasu. And then close it. Okay, can you follow this one? Okay, it says that you need to get the order date and amount of order. Okay, and this one comes from table order. Okay, to connect to Kubang Pasu, it needs to go to table customer and then only to table area. So there are three tables involved. Okay, since order date and amount is in table O, so you will start with O. So O to connect to table customer, the one that have the same connection is customer ID. O dot customer ID equals to C dot customer ID. Okay, so now you are already in table customer. And how do you connect table customer and area? And C dot area ID equals to A dot area ID. And this is the one that you have the information. A dot location, Kubang Pasu. This one, can you follow? Ada siapa tak faham? Anybody do not understand why it become like this? Okay. So another one you can do based on select statement because there are three tables involved. So meaning there are three select statements. So one select statement, another select statement. I just want to show you like this lah. Okay, another select statement. So if you have like this, so the third select statement, the innerst one will become the one that we have the information. Meaning this one about Kubang Pasu. Kubang Pasu in what table? In table area. So how does area connect? By area ID. Okay. How do you connect? By area ID. Okay, from area where location equals to Kubang Pasu. Okay, this is one select statement. Okay, so this is in table area. So how do area connect? Connect to table customer. So here from table customer, yeah. So must connect with where you must connect the same thing because this one is area ID. Select area ID equals to this one. Okay, following this one, why it become like this? So how do you connect? You are in table customer, so how do you connect table customer to table order? By customer ID. Alright, so this is another select statement. So this is what do you want to display. The outer one will display what do you want to display. Order date, comma, amount. So from table order where must the same one. This one customer ID, it must connect to customer ID. Where customer ID equals to this one. Okay. Can you follow why it becomes like this? So you can answer like this one, guna joins, and this one guna nested. Okay. Any questions? Faham? You guys understand? Okay. No, nothing, no answer. So I hope that you guys understand. Okay. So that's all for joining table. So how do you will try? Okay. Remember during your project later, I will ask you something like this lah. Okay. So you have this table. So I want to say that. Okay. Can you tell me who donate to this when and when? Okay. Who donate food during this month? Who received this from where? The total number. So I can play with that kind of query. So what I want you to do on that moment, you have to come up with the SQL statement to show me the results. Okay, that's for your project NT. So you have to be able to play around with this. So how you can play around? Go to Go to your W3 school too, so you can play around with that. So let's take a look here at W3 school. Okay, in W3 school, okay, in W3 school, so basically you restore back the database. So you get all the database. So for example, let's say, okay, these are all the database, and basically these tables are okay, this table, they have performed normalization. Only then they come up with this table. And so from this normalization, they have this table. So this is the one that this table, order table, is the one that connect most of the other tables. So I would ask, for example, let's say, okay, I would ask who made the order of, let's say, Ikura. So let's say I want to know who make the order of Ikura, or who are the suppliers of Ikura. So I need to find out who are the suppliers of Ikura. So meaning this is belong to the product. So how do you connect to table suppliers? You go to the orders. So the order ID is 10 here. So you go to, I want to know who supply Ikura. In table suppliers, it doesn't say which supplier supply Ikura. But in table orders, this is the connection. It goes from the order ID. Okay. So how does product connected? Okay, it goes, to the orders here. So it connects to here. Order ID here is 10 tadi just now that we want to find out. Okay, so basically we want to find out this. The supplier ID would be not here. So how does it connect to the suppliers? So take a look here. It connects to supplier ID. How does it connect? Is it to product? Yep. Oh, okay. So it's just two tables connected, supplier ID and product ID. So I can tell that who is the supplier ID. So there are two tables connected, product and supplier. So what you can do is, you can try, if let's say I want to know who are the suppliers name of Ikura. So there are two tables, table product and table suppliers. So they will connect. So get the number 10. So I know that this is the one that sent it. So you have to write select what? Can you try? You can try here. Select supplier name. Okay. From suppliers, where supplier ID equals to select statement, select, supplier ID must be the same from table what? Table products just now. Products where product name, where product name equals to Ikura. Okay, so nampak, nama dia Tokyo Traders. So maksudnya dapatlah Ikura just now is Tokyo Traders. Okay, so let's say I want to know Chang just now. Kalau siapa yang letak Chang, so if you run, okay, you get exotic liquid. So you get the supplier name. Okay, select. Kalau I nak everything, select all. Okay, so I got the whatever who got the Chang. Okay, can you follow? You can try like this. This is how you practice. So you practice. You try to ask question. Okay, how do I connect these two tables? How do I connect? So you have this W3 School, so you can play around with that. Okay, so I think that's all for today's class. Alright, so hope to see you on Wednesday. Wednesday pula dah. Thursday. Alright. So that's all guys. Thank you. Bye. Have a nice day ahead.